What's going on, everyone? So we are officially here, the final month of the season. Lakers have 7 games coming up, beginning with the Toronto Raptors. Now, the Lakers, as far as standing and seeding goes, are still the 9th seed. They essentially have been the 9th seed pretty much all year. They are currently 42 and 33 at the time of recording this video. This is before the Toronto Raptors game. They have won 6 out of the last 7 games, dropping that one game to the Indiana Pacers, which is fine. Got the bounce back game against the Brooklyn Nets, and now they look to continue, close out this road stretch strong. They got 2 more road games. Close out those 2 games. You finish the road trip 5-1. Chef kiss. Absolutely beautiful. Still blows my mind that the Lakers are 9 games over 500 and still a game and a half out of 8th, 2 games out of 7th, and still the 9th seed. The Lakers could win both of these road games and be 11 games over 500 and still be the 9th seed as 11 games over 500. It's crazy to me. But nonetheless, right? It begins with Toronto. Got to handle your business and trust that the dominoes will fall in your favor, that one of the Sacramento Kings or the Phoenix Suns, one of those two will end up dropping, and then you can leapfrog them, get into that 8th seed. Lakers have a ton of momentum right now, right? They're winning basketball games. Even if you just go back the last 2 months, they're 18-8 over February and March. They were 9-3 in February, 9-5 in March. Huge, right? Get Gabe Vincent back. Jared Vanderbilt's supposed to be right around the corner. We really kind of just ride this into the play-in and then the playoffs. Take my chances against anybody. Nuggets obviously worry me a little bit, but if we got to play them, we got to play them, right? You got to beat the best to be the best, and I am totally okay with playing the Nuggets and going through them, right? But what I want to talk about, of course, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below, so make sure you leave a comment. Let me know. So outside of the Toronto game, which is today, these are the other 6 games. Again, we have 7 games total. Got the Wizards off of a back-to-back. First game of a back-to-back. Then you get 3 days off, and then you got another back-to-back. They just love to give the Lakers these back-to-backs, which is frustrating. Lakers have the most back-to-backs in the league this year, and we have 2 in the month of April, right? Got the, I don't want to say easy back-to-back, but it's easier, right? I still think, NBA teams, any team can beat anybody on any given night. And then you got the tough one, the real tough one with the Cavs and Timberwolves, right? You got to win these 2 games. You win those 2 games. You drop 1 to the Cavs, Timberwolves, that's it. Win the other 3. In these 7 games, I'm going to say that the Lakers go 6-1. I think they need to. I think they're going to have to. Bare minimum, they have to go 5-2. I think 6-1, I'm pretty confident that the Lakers end up in the 7th or 8th seed. They go 5-2. I'll feel good depending on how other things shape up. Anything less than that, I don't like the Lakers' chances, right? Because again, like you look at teams Sacramento, if we finish with the same record, guess what? They leapfrog us. We need to be a game better than all these teams in front of us. So I just think you really can only afford to lose 1, maybe 2 games the rest of the way. So I'm looking at that Cavs and Timberwolves game. Let's say you drop the Cavs and you beat the Timberwolves, right? Then you finish the season on a 4-game win streak. That'd be perfect, right? So you go on a 5-game win streak, you lose the game, go on a 3-game win streak at that point, you lose the game to the Cavs, and then you finish strong with a 4-game win streak. The Cavs, the Timberwolves, the Warriors, and the Pelicans, those 4 games are 4 teams that have something to play for. Right, the Warriors are trying to stay afloat. Warriors are trying to, stay in the play-in, maybe even potentially overtake the Lakers to have a home game, or whoever that 9th seed is to potentially have a home game. Pelicans are still fighting for that, 4 to 6 range. And then the Timberwolves obviously are still in the hunt for the 1 seed, and the Cavs are still fighting on the other side. So you got 3 games of the teams that, are tanking more for draft picks, playing more for draft picks than they are seeding, right? Draft seeding rather than playoff seeding. So those 3 games you have to win, in my opinion, bare minimum. You got to beat the teams you're supposed to, and then start rattling off some wins against the teams that are going to be a bit of a challenge. Do that, you're good. So again, 6-1, 5-2 at the most. Said the Lakers would go 10-3. They had their 13 games. My prediction going into their 13 games was they go 10-3. But I thought they would lose to the Bucks, the Pacers, and then one of the Timberwolves or the Cavs, right? So they got the win against the Bucks. How do you have that really impact the rest of the way? You don't lose a game you're supposed to, right? You beat these, like I said, the three teams that you're supposed to, and the Raptors, the Wizards, and the Grizzlies, and then you beat 3 out of those 4 teams that you not supposed to, but that are going to be a challenge. And now that Bucks win has that much more of an impact. I mean, this race is going to go down to the hair of our chinny chin chins, right? This is very likely going to go down to the very last game of the season, right? I'd love in a perfect world, Lakers are 2 games over Sacramento or 2 games over the Suns or something, where it's like, hey, Pelicans game doesn't really matter whether we win or lose. Let's rest our key guys. Let's rest our starters, right? So no one has any issues going into the playoffs or the play-in game. Best case scenario, I'd love that. Realistically, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably that Pelicans game could potentially be the decider on if we get in or not, right? Because we have to, again, stay a game ahead of everybody. So unless Sacramento or Phoenix goes on like 4 or 5 game losing streak, it's tough, which they keep winning, right? I mean, the New Orleans Pelicans at home had the Phoenix Suns yesterday, and what did they do? They blow it. It's so frustrating. It is. It's frustrating. But it's part of the game, right? Lakers they can't count on other teams. But what they can count on and what they can control is them winning games. If they handle business and they do what they're supposed to do, fully expect the Lakers to be there, right? If you're not, right? Like let's say the Lakers do go 6-1, right? And let's say that the Lakers still end up in the 9th seed. Still, just having that momentum is huge. It sucks that you'd have to win 2 straight games. It sucks that, you have to play 2 extra games before you even get into the playoffs. Like, those kind of things are frustrating, but I do think it is one of those things where the build-up and kind of push going into the play-in, that could really carry over and bleed in to where, now you go and you do win those 2 straight games, and then that leads into the playoff. Like, let's say the Lakers, close those 4 games strong, and then they win those 2 play-in games. All of a sudden, they're on a 6-game win streak going into the playoffs. Again, momentum's a thing, right? I mean, look at like a team like Miami last year. They did it. They had to win 2 play-in games. Well, they had to play 2 play-in games. And then they just got hot. And all of a sudden, boom, they're in the NBA Finals. And the difference is, I think that this Lakers team is better than last year's Miami team. I think they just match up better. They're bigger. Like, I just think that they have more versatility. So Lakers get there and they handle their business. I fully expect this team to get there, right? It's just, and once they're there, I should say, I do think in like the Lakers' chances. Again, I think that they match up against anybody, and even Denver. I'd rather play them than not, right? Like, if my options are miss the playoffs or play Denver in the first round, give me Denver in the first round, right? Because again, you got to beat the best to be the best. And to me, I don't want any excuses, right? Oh, well, you didn't this or you didn't. Let's say we play Denver in the first round, you play Minnesota in the second, and then you play the Clippers or Suns in the third or something like that. Give me that, right? Like, seriously, give me that, right? Like, give me, if we ended up playing the toughest road and we pull out ahead, what is anyone going to say? What do you say? Oh, well, it was because, no, sit down, be humble, right? But again, we got to get there. We got to work hard. We got a lot of work ahead of us. And it's crazy that, it's all because of a little 3-10 stretch, which just shows you. I mean, this season was a great example of why regular season games matter, right? Like, at least in the Western Conference, right? Because you had one bad stretch after winning the in-season tournament, and now look, one bad stretch, and now you're sinking, and you're trying to stay afloat above water, and it's all because you had one stretch where you went 3-10. Otherwise, and you potentially could be 11 games over 500 and still end up being the 9th seed, 10th seed, and potentially missing the playoffs. The Lakers could end up finishing 11 plus games over 500 and miss the playoffs entirely. That is crazy. Crazy. But look, I have faith. I have belief. I'm going to stick with it. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What do you think that the Lakers kind of finish? Do you think with these last 7 games, do you think the Lakers make the playoffs? Do you think that they don't? Right? Do you think that it's potential that they miss? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. I'd love to hear. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos. Truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.